Hi, my name is Rader, and I'm an artist living and working in New York City. My practice primarily focuses on acrylic painting, and these are some of my works. I grew up in a lot of different places, and so I don't have like a feeling of home. So to me, the domestic space becomes complicated in that way. And it also gets complicated by the fact that I'm a woman. And I think that there are some expectations of labor that are specific to that experience. I zoom in so much on particular objects and use that sort of the space around it. The context becomes like almost a little bit unclear, other than just to say that it's like clearly an interior space. But that interior space is still like kind of yet to be defined some ways. That's a really good question. I don't know. I think maybe it's like objects of particular use, and sometimes I'm more interested in feminized objects like high heels or pink frilly teacups or silky dress fabric, just because they inherently have that level of symbolism to them. They also have that kind of more particular use that's more specific to my user experience. Like, I don't think that I would be drawn to paint a tie today. You know, I might change my mind later. But I don't think that I would be like interested in painting something that's quite masculine, only because that's just not my user experience of the world.
You
Sure.
remind of him.
Yeah, some of my paintings are more narrative than others. For instance, Vesselhood. I was kind of thinking about sort of the experience of this point where I am in my current life, where I might consider having children, and yet that's also a very scary experience for me, because with motherhood there comes often a lot of problems for women regarding labor, loss of identity, and I almost feel like it is sort of a duty. There is sort of like a responsibility as a woman to be informed and to pursue your passions, just from a humanistic level. So dereliction of duty, or vesselhood, came from the idea of somebody, what it would look like for somebody to abandon their wants and desires. So, you know, there's a stack of feminist books that have clearly been abandoned for a long time, as represented by the mold in the teacup. I think for me the context of painting is more personal and almost timeless. But I do understand that I've been told that it's very, it's a more orthodox way of approaching art. I think I understand what you're trying to say, yeah. I think for me it's like I'm hoping that by showing my work that it's kind of an invitation into my inner world, because quite literally I make my paintings in my home, about my home, and sometimes your house can become like a shell or an external shell of your inner world. And so yeah, for me it's about trying to reach the audience, to invite them into the inner world. But also then I think sometimes the inner world, inner questions that one person might have about their life can also point towards other problems in the universe, but I don't think that art can ever necessarily answer any of the questions, but I think that sometimes it's a way to point to something else. It's a way to point to problems of domesticity, problems about being a feminine person in this world, problems about safety, security. Yeah, it's just an invitation. I think that one of the critiques that I've received before with painting so representationally is that they could just be pretty still lives. But I think that there's a way in which I can try to grab an object to place it in a metaphorical setting, to sort of grab at a feeling or scratch at an idea. And that's what makes them still lives that are not just pretty still lives, that are not just beautiful objects to look at, but paintings that have a metaphorical value.